Planetarium Wildlife Show, and today we'll be talking about the Javan rhinos. The Javan rhino is an amazing but big animal. It has a height ranging from 4.6 feet to 5.8 feet, with amazing length of 10 to 10.5 feet. The weight of this animal ranges from 2,000 to 5,000 pounds. Also, it has a single horn. It has an extremely good sense of smell and hearing, but the rhinos are known to have poor eyesight. It has a hairless gray body with folds of skin around the shoulder which appear like armor. The Javan rhino is used to be found all over India, Thailand, Bangladesh, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia. But due to many factors like habitat loss and poaching, they cannot survive in the wild. Now the only place Javan rhinos can be found are in the Ujung Kulon National Park, which is located in Indonesia. There's an estimate that there are only 58 to 68 Javan rhinos left in the world, and they're not in captivity. And now we'll be transferring into a clip of the Javan rhino. Currently, the Javan rhino is listed as one of the most endangered animals in the world. The population distribution of this animal has fallen drastically, going from many different countries to a single island, along with the population density, which is not high enough because of the very low population size. A small population and low population density lead to a random distribution, but since also Javan rhinos are territorial, they can tend to be uniformly distributed. Female Javan rhinos become sexually mature at age 3, but the males do not become sexually mature until age 6 or 7. Female Javan rhinos carry the fetus in the womb for 16 months and can only give birth to one offspring every 4 years. A small percentage of offsprings die during the first year of being in the wild. Females can only reproduce until age 30, but also have 27 years to reproduce. During this period, maximum amount of offspring they can produce would be 6. Most Javan rhinos can survive to their given age if resources and their habitat is available. If there is no poaching, it increases their chance of reaching their maximum age, but unfortunately, this is not the case. Not a lot is known about the Javan rhinos, therefore an accurate percentage of their survivorship cannot be determined. The minimum available population for a short period of survival is 50 before things start going downhill. For a long period of survival, there is a need of 500. Unfortunately for the Javan rhino, it has reached close to a benchmark of 50. This means that Javan rhinos will not be around for much more longer, unless someone finds a way to preserve all of them. The animals do not only have to face minimum available population problem, but there are many factors which they will face, for example, habitat requirements, female to male ratio, and many more. Javan rhino mortality occurs very rarely today since they live in a protected park, but before they were critically endangered, scientists did not know a lot about them, and they had a huge population drop. As you can see from the videos, there are a lot of reasons why mortality in Javan rhinos occurred. The main reason for this is humans. Due to deforestation and poaching, the population has kept on decreasing. Other reasons are diseases, low genetic diversity, inbreeding, natural disasters, and the size of the population is just way too small for the Javan rhinos to survive for a long time. And now, we'll be heading to a commercial break, and when you guys come back, we'll meet you guys with Kevon and Saib in Indonesia.
Hey yo dog, do you mind giving me some space, man? Let me just take a dump real quick. Alright, if you guys wanna watch, then go ahead and watch. Here comes. Oh damn, son. Welcome back to the Planetarium Wildlife Show. As you can see, we're in Indonesia at the Ujung Kulon Conservation. We're here to see the remaining of the 67 Javan rhinos. And as you can see, one of them has just passed down this trail and broken down some of these trees. So we're gonna head off up this trail, and maybe we can hope to find more of these amazing creatures. Over the years, many researchers have done simulations on the Javan rhino population, and there was one group in particular that did a research on Javan rhinos and did a 100-year simulation where at the 40th year the Javan rhino population reached the maximum and they topped off, And this is also because the carrying capacity of the Javan rhino is so low at just 71, which means that for each population can only sustain 71 individuals. With that being said, there's also many factors why these individuals seem to be dying so quickly, and that's because of the human influence on their habitat and the human poaching for their horns. Also, they have other predators besides humans, such as lions that can hunt the smaller teens and crocodiles that hunt them near the rivers. The Javan rhinos have really been on a decline. Through the evolutionary time period, many organisms have adapted to two distinct strategies, the R strategy and the K strategy. So the R strategy is a way for organisms to get quick offsprings that don't need a lot of nurturing, where the K strategy is where the offsprings need to be nurtured to a certain sexual maturity before they can pass on their genes. So the Javan rhinos have chosen the K strategy, and they pass on their genes slowly at one offspring at a time, and they nurture their offsprings for many years. There's also many factors to their being endangered. The Javan rhinos have a sexual maturity of 7 years for females and 8 years for males. And with that being said, and them only producing one offspring at a time, it becomes very hard to reproduce the population that they have lost. There are many other factors that also affect the population of the Javan rhinos, such as density independent and density dependent factors. Density independent could be the habitat loss due to human influence, and also the predator-prey relationships that Javan rhinos have with other predators in the habitat.
Alright, thank you, Kevon, for all that information. Now we'll be sending you off to Sahib and Gunanj Hung Park.
I'm here in Gunung Honj. The population of rhinos here is very vulnerable to natural catastrophes, habitat loss, poaching, diseases, and potential inbreeding. As of now, habitat loss and degradation are two of the most crucial issues that are affecting this species because of Indonesia's drastic population increase over the past century. Within the next 25 years, an increase of 30 million individuals will take place in the already populated island of Java. The growth rate is expected to slow from 1.38% per annum to 0.62% per annum from the time period of 2015 to 2030. The growth rate right now is 1.06% per annum. This exponential increase of population has many adverse effects as the forests in and around the area where the species lives is cleared. Another major issue affecting the population of Javan rhinos is encroachment. The people living around the park are intruding the territory, and there are also economic developments that are currently taking place. This altogether restricts the rhinos to a small conservation area, causing a limited distribution and a small population size, which puts them at a greater risk of extinction.
Javan rhinos have been victims of hunting and illegal wildlife trade for centuries and centuries. They were killed by trophy hunters during colonial times, they were killed as agricultural pests, and then they were killed for their horn, a highly valued article in traditional Asian medicine. High prices and demand is prevalent in the market for traditional Chinese medicine. The horn is believed to cure cancer and other diseases, and in some areas serves as a status symbol. To prevent poaching and protect critical habitats, the International Rhino Foundation has funded highly trained 4-person anti-teams that monitor threatened wildlife, deactivate traps and snaps, apprehend illegal intruders, including poachers, and investigate crime scenes.
There are many conservation groups that are taking actions to protect and restore the endangered rhino species, the first one being the World Wildlife Fund. This organization is removing the invasive Oranga palm tree, which has affected the native food plants. Following the removal of this tree, there will be a period of restoration of natural food sources for the rhinos, creating a more suitable habitat. In addition to this, the rate of inbreeding will also increase. The second organization is the International Rhino Foundation. This organization has built a 5,000 hectare Javan study and conservation area in the Gunung Honch Park. This area provides more habitat and increases the chances of breeding. There's also an 8-kilometer perimeter fence around this area to prevent encroachment. So far, this project has been very successful as rhinos from the Ujang Kulon Park have migrated to this area on their own, and as of now, 9 rhinos are currently using this habitat. All in all, several organizations are collaborating together to translocate the Javan rhinos to a second population to save the species. A second population is necessary as the remaining population is very vulnerable to natural disasters and diseases. In the new area, the best chance of breeding successfully is if 5 males and 3 females are translocated into the new habitat. The second population needs to grow 50 animals in 4,000 hectares of forest in order to be viable. If this project succeeds, there will be 150 Javan rhinos within the next 20 years.
That's all for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next episode where we talk about Asian elephants.